Hey, can we just talk for a minute? Does it ever feel like the world is just loud? A constant hum of worries, deadlines, and fears buzzing in the back of your mind. It's like trying to hear a whisper in the middle of a roaring crowd. Sometimes that noise gets so loud it feels like the very ground beneath our feet is shaking, and all we want is a quiet place, a safe harbor to catch our breath. We get so caught up in the storm that we forget we have an anchor. We forget there's a strength available that doesn't get rattled, a peace that can't be shouted down. Right now, let's choose to find it. Let's turn down the volume of the world and tune into a different frequency, a timeless promise of a fortress for the heart. Let's invite a powerful guardian to stand with us, to help us find that stillness in the center of the storm. Settle in, breathe deep, and let these ancient words be the foundation we stand on. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore will not we fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, though the waters thereof roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with the swelling thereof. Selah. There is a river, the streams whereof shall make glad the city of God, the holy place of the tabernacles of the Most High. God is in the midst of her, she shall not be moved, God shall help her, and that right early. The heathen raged, the kingdoms were moved, he uttered his voice, the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us, the God of Jacob is our refuge. Selah. Come, behold the works of the Lord, what desolations he hath made in the earth. He maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaketh the bow, and cutteth the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot in the fire. Be still, and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Selah. Did you feel the shift in that reading? It starts with absolute chaos, earth-shattering, mountain-moving chaos. That's not just some ancient poetry. That's a perfect picture of what anxiety feels like, isn't it? It's that internal earthquake, that feeling that everything solid in your life is turning to liquid. The roaring waters aren't just out there in the ocean. They're the flood of what-if scenarios and worst-case imaginings that roar in our heads, shaking our very core. The psalm doesn't pretend this chaos isn't real. It looks it right in the eye and then makes a bold, almost defiant statement. Therefore will not we fear. It's not a denial of the problem. It's a declaration of a greater truth. And what is that truth? It's that we have a refuge, a fortress. Think of it like this. The storm can be raging outside, winds howling, rains beating down. But if you're inside a solid stone fortress, you're safe. You can still hear the storm, you know it's happening, but it can't touch you. That's the feeling this psalm is pointing to. Applying this to our day-to-day means realizing that our peace doesn't depend on the storm stopping. Our peace comes from knowing where our fortress is. Then there's that beautiful image of the river. In the middle of all this violent, roaring water, there's a different kind of water. A calm, life-giving river that makes the heart glad. This isn't an accident. It's a symbol of a different source we can tap into. While the world offers us the chaotic sea of anxiety, there's another stream available, a quiet, steady flow of peace that comes from God's presence. He is in the midst of her, right in the center of our being, and because of that, we shall not be moved. The most powerful and perhaps the hardest instruction in this whole passage is, be still and know that I am God. In an age of distraction, being still is a radical act. When our heart is pounding with anxiety, our first instinct is to do something, to distract ourselves, to worry more, to try and fix it. But here, the instruction is the opposite. Stop, breathe, be still. It's in that silence, in that intentional pause, that we can finally recognize the fortress we're already in. We stop listening to the roaring waters and start feeling the solid ground beneath us. It's a conscious choice to trust that the one who can melt the earth with his voice, break the weapons of war, and calm the raging nations is with us. The Lord of armies is on our side. And with that profound knowledge settling in our bones, we can now turn to the one who is the very captain of that army of. O glorious Saint Michael, Prince of the heavenly armies, we call on you now, not with a heart of fear, but with a heart that seeks its fortress. The world roars, and the mountains of our worries seem to shake and crumble. Our own thoughts can become a raging sea, threatening to pull us under. In the face of this chaos, we ask you, stand as our defender. Be the impenetrable walls of the refuge the psalmist speaks of. When we feel the earth give way beneath us, plant our feet firmly on the rock of God's strength and remind us, with your powerful presence, that we shall not be moved. We ask you, great protector, to help us find that quiet river in the midst of the storm. Lead us to the gentle streams that bring gladness to the soul, the living waters of peace that flow from the heart of God. When the noise of anxiety is deafening, be the one who whispers, "Be still." Help us to quiet the internal clamor, to lay down the weapons of our own worry and frantic striving. You who saw the Lord of hosts break the bow and shatter the spear, we ask you to disarm the fears that wage war upon our peace. Break the power of anxious thoughts, cut through the confusion of doubt, and burn away the residue of fear that clings to us. Saint Michael, you are a warrior of light. Shine that light into the dark corners of our minds, where uncertainty grows. Stand guard at the gates of our hearts, so that the raging of the world remains outside, unable to disturb the sanctuary within where God dwells. Remind us that the Lord of hosts is with us, that we are not fighting these battles alone. You are with us. The entire host of heaven is with us. The God of Jacob, who has been a refuge for generations, is our refuge right now. Help us, O mighty Archangel, to truly live the words, "Be still, and know that I am God." In moments of panic, grant us the grace to pause, to breathe, and to simply know His power, to know His presence, to know His peace. Defend us from the urge to run, to fight, or to be overwhelmed. Instead, teach us to stand still in your mighty protection and watch as the Lord of hosts brings peace to the battlefield of our hearts. Let your presence be a constant, felt reality, a shield that deflects the arrows of despair and a sword that cuts us free from the snares of anxiety. Let us feel your strength fortifying our own, so that we may not only survive the storm, but stand serenely within it, secure in our unshakable refuge. With you as our guardian, we know that peace will have the final victory. Carry that feeling with you now, that feeling of being inside the fortress, shielded and secure. Peace isn't something you have to chase. It's a place within you, a refuge you can always return to, guarded by the mightiest of protectors. Let that quiet strength be your anchor for the rest of the day. And when you see someone else struggling in the storm, someone whose own ground is shaking, remember the peace you felt here. Be a beacon of that peace for them. If this prayer brought you a moment of calm, consider sharing it. Let's help each other remember where our true strength lies. Go forward from this moment, not just hoping for peace, but carrying it within you. You are not alone. You are defended. You are home.